I'll make sure I can push it back a little bit. Okay, let me make sure I can get this out. This is gonna be good. This is going to be good. So crazy. So crazy. Technology is something else. You know what? Let me do it like this. If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Let's talk about it. Let's get back into the flow of, let's get back into the flow. Everybody here, come on in. Come on in. Let me know if you have. Come on in. We have to continue, y'all. We have to continue from TikTok because TikTok kept freezing. I really hate that. I really, really hate that, but that's okay because we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it grooving. Let me make sure I can tell the list because some people are coming in. I just want to make sure I can. Y'all, you know what? This is what I'm saying. Like, this is a part of, I want y'all to watch what I'm doing because it's very important. When things like that happen, right? Technology is going to be technology. There's nothing you can do about that. Nothing is perfect, right? But you have to keep going anyway. I'm letting the tribe know. Okay, there we go. So if you are joining me and you're like, oh my gosh, Coach A is live. I'm live, but it's a carryover from TikTok because TikTok kept freezing. So technology is technology, just like I was stating. All right, so we are going to talk about 100 people a day, and TikTok was all in. They was excited, and then all of a sudden, as soon as I was getting to the meat of what we were talking about, it ended up freezing, and I was so ticked off about that. But that's okay because we're gonna go on anyway. Period. All right. Okay, everybody, go get your paper and pencils because we are going to have a conversation about 100 people a day, right? We're going to talk about how to get to 100 people a day. So if you are, if you're here and you're just like, what the heck is she talking about? I was talking about how it is important to market. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give TikTok, the girlies on TikTok, I'm going to give y'all the game because y'all been sitting here, y'all was on the other side. And so I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you because y'all are so amazing. Y'all, this win is no joke. So excuse me about the win. Here we go. 100 people a day. Here we go. By noon every single day, I want you to make it an objective to get in front of 100 people per day on an individual level. Okay, I'm not talking about reach. I'm talking about 100 new connections. Okay, so either connect with 100 new people. You need to connect with 100 new people and send them some type of note saying not to pitch, not to talk about your product. Tell people, hi, so-and-so, when they accept your friend request, do not send them a cold DM. You need to connect with that person first, which means that you probably need to go a little bit over 100. I want you to feel very, what is it called? I want you to feel very free in doing this. These people are not going to fight you. They're not going to find you online and run an FBA background check on you and all this kind of stuff. You are trying to get in front of your target audience to build your business. Amen, somebody. Put in the chat 100. 100 people. Find at least 100 people every single day by noon. You are going to send them a contact or some type of friend request or something and tell them, hey, when they accept your request, you're just going to say, hey, whatever their name is. Hey, Mary, I'm so glad to be connected with you. The good thing is that this is YouTube, so you can watch it over again. Hey, Mary, my name is Jay. I'm Jay here. I'm so glad to be connected to you. I usually write about or I create content around such and such. Let me know if you have any questions, but I'm so glad to be connected to you. Move on to the next person. Move on to the next person. What is going to start happening is that because the DM is there, they are going to probably send you a note back and say, oh my gosh, glad to be connected to you too. Have a great week. Something like be very human, right? So when that happens, you're not coming off as being abrasive. You're not being impulsive. You're not coming in their space being all what is it called? Sleazy and slimy and what the girlies say. I hate it because it feels so sleazy to me. That's because the first message that you're sending to people is cringe. People don't want to be pitched at the very thought of saying, hi, I don't know you. What made you come to my space? I don't like that. What made you connect with me? I don't know, girl. I'm just connected with you. What made you, do you have any issues with this? Do you, how long have you been in business? I don't have to hear all that. People don't, this method is old, it's dated, and people know exactly what you're doing. People can smell a salesperson from a mile away. You don't even know if you want to do business with this person. I always tell women, y'all are so quick to say, I need this client. The thing is, you need to build relationships with people so that when you are working with them, it isn't cringe. You have a relationship with this person before they even pay. And relationship is a business professional relationship. You're not auntie, you're not sis, you're not. Anytime people put you in a bucket of sis, you've lost them. They're not going to be your client. That is a person who sees you as a friend. You have friend zoned yourself, okay? When I see people call me sis, I immediately understand that this person is probably never going to be my client. I don't call people sis. I don't. Especially people that I really want to work with and I admire and respect. So respect is gone. Now you're liked. There's a difference. You can be liked and not respected as a CEO. Y'all understand? Are y'all with me? That's just the truth. It's the truth. I don't call my lawyer sis. I don't call my coach and mentor sis. You understand? I don't call somebody that I look up to or that I really want to work with as sis. I would never call. The familiarity breeds contempt because I can't coach you and you see me as a sister. You have downgraded the level of professionalism when you call people sis that you actually want to work with. You got to be careful of that. If anybody calls me sis, I already know, I'm never going to work with them. First of all, it's a turn off for me as a coach. Y'all understand? So I'm not even going to pitch to you. I'm not even going to ask you. It's Sharita, and this is not even a requirement. Sharita just said, you're right. I call you Coach Jan to this day. People that respect you see you as that. It's not a requirement for people to call me Coach J. That's just the level of respect that people have for me. I don't require people. I just introduce myself as Coach J. However, If you come to me and you be like, hey, queen, hey, sis, out. You know why? Because I don't call my doctor that. When I go to medical school, like, for example, yesterday, I was at medical school yesterday, and they were rehearsing for their business leadership, what is it called, competition that's going to be in Chattanooga. And I was actually invited to go and be one of the judges in Chattanooga. And they have children coming from all over Tennessee to compete. And then the nationals is in Anaheim, California. So my point is, her teacher, I don't call her teacher by her first name. I call her by Miss So-and-so. It's a respect factor, right? People call you by which they see you. But if I have a pastor, I'm not going to call him by the first name. I'm going to call him Pastor So-and-so or whatever, Minister So-and-so. So you call people by the way that you see them in respect. This is why sometimes people want access to you and they don't understand the respect ladder. You have to be very, very, you have to hold boundaries in that area. Oh, that makes sense. So with that being said, you're going to choose 1 to 2 platforms. You're going to send them a message. You're going to introduce yourself and tell them exactly what you do, and tell them that if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great week. Move on to the next person. That person is going to read that note, and they're not going to take it as, oh, this person is trying to pitch to me. This person is trying to sell me a course. This person is trying to, get me to join their webinar. They're looking at, okay, this person does this. So if I resonate with that, I need to keep watching her content. That person is probably going to go on your page, look and check you out, and then like some of your stuff that they see, because now engagement has opened up. You have just warmed up a potential lead. You're warming them up. So then let's say you drop a class or you talk about an offer that you have. Guess what's going to happen? That person that started following you a week ago is going to consider joining that class. You're going to make a post and say, hey guys, I'm having a master class on this, or I'm having a free 3-day something on this. That person, because they follow your content and because they resonate with what your message is, they're going to join. And you didn't have to pitch nothing. That's how you feminize your business. Women have a different way of selling than men do. Women know when you are playing with them. Some women don't, because they're not thinking all the time. But most women, if they're really, women can smell a rat from a mile away. A woman with good intuition can smell a rat from a mile away. If you're watching live, comment live, y'all. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Make sure you like this video, subscribe. If you are just coming here for the first time and you want to interact in the chat, subscribe to this channel so we can have a conversation about getting y'all out of this limited mindset when it comes down to marketing. Marketing is very important. It won't be hard to sell. It won't be hard to get people to convince them about your offer. It won't be hard. Someone, like one of my best friends, just sent me this. She said, it's a guy that just posted, and it's relevant to what we're talking about. Elon Musk. I know that everybody don't like Elon, but I don't care, because Elon ain't did nothing to me. Elon Musk said, somebody said Elon Musk has time to audit the government, fire thousands of workers, tweet 50 times a day, send rockets to space, manage trillions of dollars, father 14 children, and build robots. Look at the surface of what I'm saying. But you don't have time to start your side business? Cut the BS. You're just not prioritizing it. People can say all day, well, he has a team. Stop saying but. It doesn't matter. The point of the matter is this man is doing all kinds of stuff, and you are sitting here with more time on your hands, and you're just doing a lot of consumption. Ella said, yes, because I tried cold DMs from male business owners and it felt equal to me. And like I said, men market differently. I've tried cold DMs. Cold DMs do get people to see, but it doesn't feel authentic and it doesn't feel organic. I would rather work with warmed up people that know what I do, that is familiar with what I do. But this is the thing we have to remember. Business is a numbers game. However, I would rather take the best road to building an audience that actually wants to learn and to grow and to transform their life, rather than going after 10,000 people that are brand new, that don't know anything about me, and to get them and to convince them that I'm the one they need to work with. When I could just simply market every single day, do a live video, create content, saying things that actually make sense, and people become inspired enough and engaged enough to say, you know what, I am going to work with Jay. I am going to work with Jay. Now, the thing is that but it takes so long, coach. You know why it takes so long? Because you're not doing consistently. You're supposed to get sales at least every single day. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Depends on how you position your offers in your business and what you sell. So if you sell a lot of digital products and you don't have anything on the back end, like you don't have like a scalable program or like a group coaching program, or you don't have a membership or something like that where you can scale, where you're getting recurring revenue every single month, then it's going to seem like you got to hustle every single day. You got to show up every single day in order to be. But coaching, I'm going to tell you this. Let me go here. Coaching and consulting is a very different ball game than a lot of marketers, because marketers will tell you, do cold email marketing, do this. You know why they tell you to do that? Because they just want you to get leads. The thing is that coaching is a wealth sport. Coaching is a transformational sector. It's a transformational work. It is not rooted and grounded in having a 1,000 people on a Zoom talking about, I'm going to coach these people. No, you're just talking, because 1,000 people can't ask you questions like that, because you need to know your clients. You need to get to know them. You need to know their limitations. And this is why coaching is not cheap. Coaching is not supposed to be affordable. Coaching is supposed to be expensive. This is another reason why a lot of y'all are not getting the clients, because you're not charging high enough. Charging high enough to work with people that actually are going to see coaching as a transformation instead of looking at it, I'm just holding the energy. You're just holding the energy. I'm just in this person's energy. What are you doing with this energy? Because you have to generate that energy. You have to generate this energy, right? It's stored. You're not doing anything with it. That energy, you can take that energy from your coach and your mentor, your consultant, you got to do this, and this in order to change your life. You take that information and you go and execute and implement it. But what people seem to do sometimes is that they wait until the end and then say, okay, I'll take action. Like if you're in a 6-month program and you don't do nothing for 6 months, and you get to month 6 when it's time for you to go, and you say, okay, I'm going to go. You know why? Because you see that you're about to lose access to that energy. And so now you want to go and do something, and it's a hit or miss, because even if you get a client, you don't know what to do because now you're gone. Then you want to go and ask that question, okay, what do I do with client? Baby, you waited until the last day. If you would have done this in month 2 and 3 and stop waiting until month 6 and wait till the last day before you actually execute and do something. But money makes people do that, because I told people money is a power agent over a lot of people. Some people don't even move unless they have money. And when you have to pay money, you're stuck in freeze or flight mode, or fight and flight mode, because you're thinking about, how am I going to pay this person, instead of saying, how can I build a return on the investment? Let me go do what this girl's saying, and let me just go trust myself and elevate myself, ask myself those critical questions. Let me get coached into a different place, into a different mindset, so that I can get a return on my investment. You're sitting and stalling because you don't know what to do with the information. You don't know what to do. Instead of saying, this woman is preaching to my soul, let me go do exactly what she said. This energy I just gave you, 100 people today. I told you how to reach out to 100 people, what message to send. Now, watch, a lot of people don't do it. You know why? Because they don't know if it works. A lot of women are not logic based, but you have to see it before you believe it. And that's not faith. You can't believe and then I have to see it first. No, that's a very, very backwards mindset. Business is faith. It's not about going to a job. Because I'm going to tell y'all this. A lot of y'all go to corporate America and you go to corporate America on good faith. You don't know if these people are going to pay you in 2 weeks. You don't know if you're going to get your first paycheck on Friday, but you go anyway. You know what? You forsake lunch. Some of y'all don't even have lunch money to even eat lunch. You don't have enough money. You don't even have half the time, you don't even have enough gas. You go based on faith because you get paid on the back end. Corporations rely on you to show up first to prove that you want to be there, and then they pay you. Business, it can be week 3, it could be month 3, it could be month 7, it could be month 9 before you even get a payment from your first client. Are y'all with me? Are we on the same page? But the respect factor is value, right? It's about value. I can't be in people's spaces where I don't value or respect them. I have to respect people in order to follow you. I don't work with people I don't respect. This is truth. Marketing is visibility. Marketing is persuasion. Marketing is showing up and letting people know that you have what they need in order to gain a better quality of life, to gain an advantage, to leverage so that they can create and see something they really want to see. Health, wealth, and relationships are usually the core areas where we see more of a higher ticket piece. Lower ticket is more based on skills. You're teaching based on and people need to realize that courses, when people say, I don't even know the course. First of all, you don't even know what a course is. A course is something that you watch and you learn. A lot of people have good intentions about courses that they buy without the intent of opening it up. You got to learn. It don't matter. I just be trying to have, I need to get Tom. And he said, you know what? Because you are so in fight or flight mode and survival mode, you don't have time to open up a course because you don't have time to learn. You don't trust yourself. When women don't trust themselves, they don't move. They don't do anything. They sit in the same spot. And you know what happens when they sit in the same spot? They don't go anywhere and their business spirals out. The key is to keep moving every single day. You need to keep moving. Even if you don't see it yet, momentum, people will tell you that you are changing their life by way of how you show up, because the right people are going to catch you. The right people are going to watch. They're going to see. Why do people not stick to marketing? Why don't people contact at least 100 people a day? That's the Alice Hormozzi thing, right? So Alice Hormozzi talks about 100 people. You need to create 100 minutes of content. You need to reach out to 100 people a day, either via email or 100 DMs a day, or you need to spend $100 in paid ads per day in order to get in front of people. People are not going to do that because it's tied to outcomes. If you are so obsessed about the outcome rather than the journey to get to the outcome, you are going to miss the whole point, because everything that business entails, as far as transactions, as far as closing more clients, in terms of increasing members or whatever in your particular containers, is going to come by way of you showing up as a person who understands business. Getting in front of more people every single day is going to do astronomically well for your company, because people have money. And that's another thing too, I'm going to call us to the carpet about. that we have to stop being stingy with the people that we really enjoy and that we really, really value in our life. Y'all have got to start sharing. You've got to start telling people about who you admire and you respect. If you respect people in your life as mentors and coaches, refer them out. Tell people about them. Hey, I got this coach. You need to listen to her. A lot of people don't do that because they are, well, I don't want people to think that I'm trying to intrude. There are so many people that need to be found, that need to be seen, that need to be taken seriously. But because we're so scared of putting things out there, we don't refer out. I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking about period. This is why sometimes you got to be leery of friends. If friends are not like, if your name comes up and they say, girl, what is Nakima doing? Or what is Quanisha doing? Like, I see your friend, Quanisha, and they don't say, girl, I don't know what she do. I don't know if this person is your friend. Do they believe in you? Do they believe in anything that you're doing? A lot of times you have to move away from people that are not speaking up about you in rooms that you're not in, especially when your name comes up in a relevant conversation and you're not expounded upon. People don't expand on your name. They'll say, oh, I don't know what she does. That's a part of understanding that people are going to shift and change sometimes because a lot of folks don't value what you do, but you have to believe in that. And a lot of times people will show you the worth that they feel like you have. And in accordance to the perception of that person, you need to just go ahead and start moving away from them when they're not reciprocating that energy. Anytime you start talking about how many email subscribers you have, how many followers you have, or, girl, I just hit 1,000. I just hit, 500 people in my, and they just say, oh, okay, well, that's good. Or, it's all good. You already know what you're saying. But if you're not elevated in your maturity, if you're not understanding that business is tied to your destiny, this is the reason why. Why do you think a lot of people feel sour when people succeed in their business and their own family tells them things like, you just think you are all that? You think you're better than us. You think that just because you have a business and you're making $1 million means that you're better than us. You need to stay humble. These people are used to having control over the narrative that they have of you in their own story. They don't like when people get free. Free people are uncontrollable. Free people can't be manipulated. Now, Kim said, facts. I was mentioned in rooms yesterday for something I don't really even do anymore by somebody I may see once a year. There's value being spoken in your audience. Absolutely. You have to understand that this is a game of exposure. I need y'all to write that down. This is a game of exposure. How many people have seen me today? They haven't seen me before. How many people have I connected with that I've never connected with before? How many people am I getting in front of? Your business is, and the longevity of it is determined by people, human beings that you're like, some of y'all are so scared to get in front of. People that want to humble you, they don't have a place in your life because you can't be humbled into into something, because some people think humble is weakness and they uncontrollable. Humble, you only need to become humble about anything when you need to learn something new. That's the only time you need to be humble. I tell people the only time you need to claim humility is when you need to learn something new. If not, you need to stay in an audacious state. I said what I said. I said what I said. You have to go from being humble to audacious. Once you become audacious, you get into a place of confidence. You have to stay in the audacity space until you want to learn something new. When you want to learn something new to take up to another level, then you have to get back down to a humility standpoint, which is what? You lower your all of the things that you have achieved in your life, and you tell yourself, let me learn something new so that I can pick it up again. Because my confidence is great, but I'm ready to go to the next level. And that's going to require me to lower my accolades and boasting about my accolades that I've done in the past, because obviously I'm still unhappy, or I'm still in a predicament where I'm not learning what I need to learn in order to move forward. So, which means that let me get humble, right? And it may be a person. Like I told people, my first business coach was 10 years younger than me. I told her that if I knew, and I said, God did that. God fixed that to where I didn't know her age until after the fact, way after the fact. And when I found out about her age, I was already at $100,000 in my business. And when I found out her age, I told her to her face, when I met her face to face, I said, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to admit this. I said, if I had knew how old you were, I would have never invested. I'm so glad I didn't know, but I knew you were young. I just didn't know you were that young. I said, but the way you carried yourself and your vernacular and the way that you were process driven and methodical was something I needed to hear, because I tell people that sometimes God covers up certain things because they know that if you heard that, you wouldn't have said yes, because your flesh would have got in the way. When your flesh gets in the way of your growth, that is what we're talking about. Your humility has to be humble. Like, you have to get to a place of humility. Your spirit has to go on your behalf, because your spirit is the one that keeps you alive on this plane, but your soul is the one that wants the experience. So your spirit has to pick up so that your soul can receive something new. Your soul wants the experience. Your spirit is telling you, go hire this person, go talk to this person, buy this course. You need help right here. The reason why we don't open up courses and we don't take coaches seriously, and we don't take consultants seriously, we don't take strategy seriously, you know why? Because flesh gets back in the way. You become audacious too soon. You get cocky too soon. Oh, I don't need that. Girl, I already know what to do. That's not the point. Just because you know what to do don't mean you're doing it and that you're doing it at the expertise level. You have to continuously show up. You know, women say that all the time. We have a lot of know-it-alls. But I tell you one thing, I am one of those people that if I'm going to hire you, I'm going to hire you. And if I feel like what you can teach me, because I have hired clients in the past. I have hired clients. I would respect them so much, and I would love their messaging. I would hire them. So you have to understand respect. And it starts with self. Do you respect yourself enough to get your business out there to the market? A lot of people don't even value themselves. You say you value what you do, but it's not enough. And some of us have to realize that to have clients of a high caliber, we have to carry ourselves at which. I'm going to tell you, let me give you a scenario and I'm going to get off of here in a minute. When people talk about marketing, right, you're putting yourself out there for the world to see, and you're going after a specific target market, right? Depending on your consciousness and how you've been working on yourself, you either go after people that you feel comfortable around right now, or if you know that you want to create something big, like you want a bigger life, you want to make more money, you want to build wealth, and depending on how much money you have, you need to learn higher ticket, which means maybe $3,000 or more, right? If we are in a recession, right? Listen to what I'm saying. If we are in a recession, guess what happens? People start to cut back, especially middle class. Middle class begins to cut back enormously because they're in survival mode. This is why I told y'all, middle class is an illusion. It is the biggest illusion ever. It's a facade. It's made up, right? Because in reality, humans are either rich or poor. The middle class, depending on how much of your life is funded and on credit, you're living in an illusion. You either have it or you don't. Because most homeowners are actually renting. Because if something was to happen and they couldn't pay their bills and their lender does not extend some type of program or give them some type of leeway to push off their payments, they're going to lose their house. And then guess what? They're poor. They're immediately launched into poverty. So they are in fight or flight all the time because they have to keep the perception that they're doing okay. They didn't have $400,000 to buy their home. They did not have $350,000, $250,000 to buy their home straight up cash. So what had to happen is that they had to go and find someone to borrow money from on good faith, depending on the down payment and all this other stuff, go through the process and then be put on a promissory note that they will promise to pay the lender to live in this house, right? And depending on the type of environment or the type of neighborhood that they're going into, the equity could increase and they could sell their house and get money back. But if they're upside down because of the value going down in their neighborhood, then they're upside down and they will probably have to owe more than they paid for it. Now, is that making sense? But if you want a better situation, if you want a better house, if you want to get into a better neighborhood, if let's say dating, as I was bringing that example up at first, when someone is ready to get into a relationship, right? Their perception of relationships is tested and challenged, right? So they have to decide, okay, if I'm ready to meet the love of my life, what does that entail? Depending on how this person sees love, depending on how this person sees partnership and marriage, they are going to move by that way. Now, if I am someone who doesn't want to work on themselves, or I just want to find love, I'm just going to put myself in that, I'm calling it in. Okay, I can meet this person in various ways. I cannot change my consciousness and just stay in the same city, same neighborhood, same mentality. And guess what most people are going to do? They're going to go back to comfort. So which means that they're going to go backwards to who they went to school with, who they went to college with, who they messed with in the past. I wanted so-and-so available. I wanted this person available. I miss talking to this person. I need to give them another chance. Oh, there they are on Facebook. No effort, right? There's just really no effort. It's just, hey, let me connect with this person. Oh my gosh, I see this. Oh, you got 2 kids now. This is so cute. Okay. You're going back to what is familiar to you. You don't know if this person has changed. You don't know if this person elevated. You don't know anything about this person now. If they were a jerk back then, they're probably still a jerk. But because you took the comfortable road out, you didn't get yourself in a predicament of saying, what do I truly want in a partner? Now, let me size up all of this and look at my life. I made a lot of wrong decisions. So what I need to do is that I need to get myself in a space where I am meeting better calibers of people, whether it's, whether you date men or women, it don't matter. It's just the fact of I need to put myself in a predicament. Who do I need to become to attract the mate that I want? That's the part where people don't understand, because you don't have anybody. Listen to what I'm saying. Stick to what I'm saying. You don't have proximity to the type of person that you really want to work with, because you have experienced nothing but negative experiences. You didn't have a up-leveled experience. You didn't feel valued by these people that you talked to in the past. And it could be, when people say, oh, that was the one that got away. There's a reason why a lot of, and I'm bringing up men real quick, there's a lot of reasons why men always talk about the one that got away, but they don't go back and get her. You know why? I'm not talking about exceptions. I know that as well. My husband said the same thing about me. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about most men, when they have let the one that got away, they don't go back and get her because they're not in a confident state of mind to take care of someone like that. They're embarrassed, they're ashamed, right? It's not enough for them to up level and say, I want to be the man that this woman looks at, or I want to be the one. None of that, right? So they just give up, and they continue to keep in consciousness women who are easy to acquire, rather than up leveling and having an up level experience of love that they can actually receive and be happy. That's a lot like business owners. Some business owners, you're having knockdown dragouts with yourself and saying people just don't want to pay me, or they're always dropping payments, and people have a thing with lower ticket buyers. They'll say, well, the lower ticket buyers are always, they're dropping payments. They're not serious about life. You got to know what you're doing. You need a strategy. You don't have one. So your consciousness is full of people that don't take financial wellness seriously. They don't see value the way that you see value. Y'all see value in two totally different ways. But because your consciousness and your proximity is to people that don't have anything or don't value what you have, you're stuck trying to convince people over and over and over again that I have what you want. I have what you want. They're not going to see value the way that you see it. But because you're too lazy to do something else, like getting in front of new people every single day and getting in front of people that you actually want to do business with, what does that take? That takes confidence. That takes a new level of self-concept. This is why imposter syndrome keeps swimming in your story. You want to, imposter syndrome, I feel like an imposter. Because when we go towards people that we want to work with, we're intimidated by these people because we don't think that we're smart enough or intelligent and intellectual enough to work with people of that caliber. So we stick with people and we continue to go after people that we feel smarter than because we're addicted to mothering. So marketing becomes a very, very surface conversation that people really don't appreciate or value, but is a very important part of business. So they would rather go to people that they feel familiar with, even though they know they're not going to get the results that they want. That's just the way it is. That's the way that we think sometimes. We continue to go around people that we feel comfortable with, not understanding, no, that you do understand, but you're afraid to go outside of that because you don't know the results that you're going to receive. You don't know what the feedback is going to be, because that takes responsibility. But if I could continue to surround myself with people that don't have any money, I can keep complaining about how my business is just not, oh my gosh, my business is not doing well. Why is it not doing well? Because people don't have any money. Okay, that's a lie, because people are going here, there, and everywhere. Malls are still open. People are still going shopping. People are still working, even though, yes, it may be paycheck to paycheck, but people will spend money on what they want to spend money on. So you're lying. Give me something else. You're not marketing. What is marketing? Let's talk about it real quick. Let's talk about it. What is marketing? What is marketing? Marketing is the process of getting your ideal clients to know, to respect you, /like, know, like, and trust, but it's really know, respect, and monetize, and pay you so they will buy. At the core of it all, marketing is about visibility. Marketing is about exposure. You have to build an audience. You have to build a community. In other words, you have to build a movement, an audience, people who are aware of you. You can't, you have, y'all, are y'all here? Is everybody listening? Because the chat just stopped. I don't know if anybody's there, y'all listening. What's going on? Are we here? Are we present? Do we care? I'm about to get ready to get off because I have a call in about a couple of minutes. So, when it comes down to daily exposure, you need to get in front of more people every single day. Your audience, you need to build a movement. Your messaging, what makes them pay attention? Your messaging is infusing your content. The way that you position your content, the way you talk about your offers matters. Then you have to have an actual offer. When you talk about your offer, what is the problem? And do you have a solution that propels them to act? Marketing is not about like I'm posting randomly or just, showing up and letting people know that you're, it's about I'm showing up to the right people. It's about strategy. It's about attraction, and it's about leadership. When people don't stick to marketing and they stay broke in their business, a couple of things are happening. These are some of the reasons why. Number one, they get very bored. And they hop around because they're busybodies. And busybody is just a way for them to cover up their inability to center themselves, to learn something new and trust the process. A lot of people that bounce around to coach at the same time in a very short amount of time, they're in fight or flight and they're in high survival mode because trusting themselves is a lot more strenuous than actually no, it's about like, I can't trust myself. I don't have time to do that. It's strenuous to me. It's stressful to trust myself. So let me find people to have this concept or this intent and keep the concept and intent, but never do anything with it. So they start good ideas. They plan. They have the colors. They'll go and do a photo shoot, right? They'll go and get a website done. They'll get an acuity. They'll start email lists. They'll post a little bit online here and there, and they don't have messaging. They don't even know who they're talking to. And they wonder why they're not getting clients. You're not talking to the right people. You're not having conversations with the right people. You're just posting. And much of what you're posting and talking about is low level and low caliber people that don't have any money. You post once or twice and you assume it's not working. You put a limit on everything. You chase shiny new platforms or shiny new strategies and all this kind of stuff instead of mastering the strategies that you currently have. Or investing in new strategies so that you can just get it over with. You just get it done. You focus on feeling productive instead of actually generating sales. Business is not about feeling good. Business is not about, oh, this resonated with me. It's not business. Business is not feeling good. When I see women talk about, oh, when I start feeling better, it's not about feeling anything. You need to generate sales. You need to get people to pay you. If you go 2 to 3 days without transactions and you've been in business for a while, I'm getting y'all tail right now. If you've been in business for at least 6 months to a year, okay, I'm going to give it a year because 6 months is still kind of new. If you've been in business for a year and you have not had a client, or it's been 2 to 3 months since you've had a client and you've been in business for a while and you're posting every single day, there's an issue with your messaging. I'm telling you that straight up. It's sales. It's a story. You're not selling. You're not marketing to the right people. You're staying in your sphere of comfortability. And this is why nothing is happening in your company. This is why poverty is in your company. You don't have a company unless you are generating transactions on a day-to-day or week-by-week basis. Every single week, you need to be getting to a place where you are closing money. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't understand. If it's been a good night, like if you just started from scratch and you saying, okay, it's time. 90 days, you need to go all in. And it takes about a good 90 days now for you to close your first client. I'm going to say that again. It takes 90 days. From going from zero, absolute zero, to 90 days, within that period or right after that period, with consistency and navigating and nailing it, messaging and content, there's no reason why you can't get to 100 people. I mean, get that first client. You need a network of higher caliber people. You don't need to be trauma bonding with people. I have mixed messaging, right? So messaging, because I work with self-concept, and I have a diversified tier of offers, have low ticket, mid ticket, and high. My low ticket is much more centered in emotional servicing, right? So it's emotional targeting, because the lower the ticket, the more emotional the buyer. That's just the truth. That is psychology 100%. You need to understand that. It's about sales psychology. I get more people when I make content that is emotionally based. But however, the more you go up in pricing, people start to understand value, and they start to understand more of a transformation, more lasting ROI than it is at the lower ticket. So if you are afraid of closing people of that caliber, you will always avoid that by doing kind of more surface level stuff. You get the higher caliber people at much more at the sales conversation than you would at the marketing level. Marketing level is like, oh my gosh, I love this woman's content. But to love your content, but not love it enough to change your life, that is a person that is misaligned anyway. They won't take the next step. So they're okay with staying right here. You don't have that kind of time to focus on someone like that. This is why you have to keep expanding. And it's not you even being mean. It's just that we got to keep going. If you want to stay stuck and change and not change your life, I can't do anything about that. We're not going to kiki, and we're not going to keep kikiing until I get into a space where we can get these people's lives changed. So stop looking at the same people and start expanding. It's not about feeling productive. It's not about, well, I did do a DM, but what happened in that DM? Did you allow that person to make a decision, or did you just kiki in the comments? I mean, kiki in the chat or in the DM. You don't have a system for consistency. You don't have a content understanding or content plan. You post randomly when you feel like showing up. Everything is when you feel like, oh, I just didn't do anything yesterday. I just, you don't have any money. Y'all got to stop doing that. Stop pushing away from consistency. I think I'm just different. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, a lot of ways that a lot of women talk right now about like how, I was so overwhelmed. What are you overwhelmed with? You didn't do anything. I'm being for real. Like, oh, you got all these kids. Okay, so do you have a structure? I mean, the kids are going to be kids. You can't blame the kids. You had them. Those are yours. Oh, I got this job. You asked for the job. You have to work around the job, baby. Either you got to get up early, get your tail up in the morning. I'm saying what I said, and I'm not taking it back, because I did the same thing. On my lunch break, I didn't go out to lunch with people. I went in my car and I went live. When I got home, I made sure that my kid had something to eat, and I would go and do sessions. Are you kidding me? I was serious about my work. Just because I work a 9 to 5 does not mean it stops my destiny. I'm going to do what I have to do. Why do y'all make these excuses? I do not understand. Your weekends, you're sitting up doing nothing. I'm just sleeping in. I'm getting my rest. Rest from what? Everything in your life is a byproduct of your thoughts and your belief in yourself. If you don't have any money, it's simply because you don't believe in yourself. You don't have any confidence in yourself, and you can take that how you want to. That's between you and God. But I'm going to tell you this, to not have money and not actively try to pursue what you need to pursue in order to take care of yourself, and to take care of yourself by giving value to people through the work that you do and the skill set that you have, is a direct reflection of how you see God. And you can take that up with God because I'm telling you, the way that you set your life up is going to be dependent upon your perception of yourself. If you don't show up, you don't like yourself. You can't talk about nobody out here and say they don't like women, they don't like this, and they don't like me, and they don't like you don't like you. That's why you keep doing the same thing, because you are too lazy to get up and make it happen. Change your life by changing the way you think. Are you converting people over? No. Why? Because I don't have any leads. Okay, so why are you not getting leads? Oh, well, I keep, posting, but posting how? What are you saying every day? I look on your page and you're sharing memes. I look on your page and you're sharing, you're sharing somebody else's business. Make it make sense. I don't understand. What are you talking about? You're just doing the wrong thing. You're not doing the work. Like Target doesn't close. Probably wrong example because people don't like Target. Let me go to another example. An example is, okay, I'm going to Subway. Okay, I'm going to Red Lobster or whatever, right? I'm rolling up to the restaurant Olive Garden. I'm just giving examples, right? I'm pulling on the door, looking in, it's 12 o'clock on a Tuesday. I'm looking in and it's closed. Okay, why is Olive Garden closed on a Tuesday? Random. What is going on? Oh, let me go online. Yeah, so who owns the Olive Garden on this road, on ABC Road? Oh, girl, so and so. Okay, let me go. Even though people wouldn't take it that far, they'll just get in their car and go home. But let's say I was somebody that's being extra. Okay, I would go and find that owner's name or call corporate and say, yeah, I'm here at Olive Garden on ABC Road. It's closed. Today it's Tuesday, 12 o'clock. They get in touch with the owner of that particular location. Oh, yeah, I just felt like taking the day off because I'm in my feelings and I need to rest. What? I'm in my feelings today. Or I just need to rest, take a hiatus. You don't get to do that. What are you talking about? What is your method? If you don't expect your dentist to be closed, if you don't expect hospitals to be closed, if you don't expect schools to be closed, why are you closed? Now, if you have hours of operation, that's a completely different conversation. But if you said that you're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and I don't see you posting Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because you in your feelings, girl, what are you talking about? Close the business down. You're not serious about it. Stop saying that you're taking a hiatus when you have not generated anything. Just say you don't know. You got to stop. Y'all have got to stop making excuses and creating reasons to dip back when you just don't know. You want to be liked more than you want to be profitable, and that's a problem for me. You're scared of selling too much because you don't want to annoy people. You're doing like this feel good, cute little content, but you're not challenging people or trying to convert people. You're always waiting for the right moment, wait until you get your house, maybe wait until you sweep the beach, wait until you build your bathroom, wait until the kids are out of school, wait until your newborn grows up and goes to college before you actually take a step towards the right direction to sell and to reach out to people that you're supposed to be reaching out to. Marketing is not about being liked, it's about being exposed, to be aware, like people are aware of what you do and who you are, and it's about being paid. You think that marketing is about posting and it's not about selling. Marketing is the sister of sales. They're related. They're under the same parent. Sales, marketing are cousins. They're in the same ballpark. I mean, not cousins, they're sisters in the same ballpark. Posting motivational quotes and scriptures is not strategy and it's not business. Posting scriptures No. You're encouraging people, but encouraging them to just stay in the struggle. That's what that is. I'm saying this, I'm getting ready to get off of here. Every day you need to remind people of who you help. Every single day you need to remind people of what you do. Every single day you need to remind people of how they can buy from you. Every single day you need to remind people of the value that you bring to the marketplace. If you're not get to a place where if you're not getting sales on a daily or weekly basis, it's not because you need more time. It doesn't mean that you need more healing. We are the first generation I've ever heard in my life that says that the reason why they haven't started a business or went all in their business is because they're healing. No one talks like that but us. And that's because you're free. You don't have oppression. That's why I said people, when they have no oppression and they're not oppressed, they will create their own oppression. I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back. You're not oppressed. You're making up oppression to create some type of barrier so that you don't have to go and do. You're not visible enough. You're not direct enough. You're not consistent enough. That's the issue. If you're not showing it to 100 people a day, at least, you're not serious about business. I don't care what you say. You can argue with your mom and your dad and everybody else about that. You're not direct. You're not telling people how they can get in touch with you. You're not telling people what they need to do and how they need to buy from you. You're not consistent. You keep stopping before results and momentum picks up. That is crazy. You got to stop doing that. Marketing works when you do it every single day. When you have a message, when you have a strategy every single day, you're getting people into your space to step into something else. Now people are ready to receive what you have. You got to tell them what to do. Stick to a strategy. Master the strategy. Market it every day. Selling is serving. Selling is service. The more you market, the more people know your name, the more impact and income you create, the more people will share, the more people will want to work with you. You need to have 500 to 1,000 impressions per post. That is reach. At least. And I'm going to say this too. Write this down. Not only do you need 100 people by noon that you are connecting with or you're getting in front of, but you need 30,000 impressions per day. You need to get to a place where you're doing 30,000 impressions per day at least. Try to. That means you need to post, and you need to post really good content. 500 to 1,000 impressions at least per post, but then you also need to get on 1 to 2 platforms so that the reach can get bigger. People need to see what you're doing. You need to get into it. Get yourself together. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope that you enjoyed this live. You got work to do. You need to stop playing with your life because nobody's playing with you and nobody's coming to save you either. Nobody's coming to feel sorry for you. You're an adult. You have to take responsibility for your life, radical responsibility. All right. Make sure you subscribe to this video. Come and watch the replay. Comment in the section below. And also, we have the 3-day sales sprint coming up on April 1st through the 5th. You need to be a part of that, especially if you don't have any sales. You need to get your sales in. You need to start building relationships for 3 whole days. We are literally selling, and engaging and doing DMs and email marketing on those 3 days. You need to pick up the momentum because Q2 is on the way. It's in a couple of weeks. Okay, let's make Q2 better than Q1. All right. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Look at the link in the comment section, in the description section, and go ahead and sign up so you can be a part of that next sprint. All right. Y'all take care, and we will